Hey, yo, what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy, Mistah Wilson. And you are now tuned in to Wilson Block 100 Radio. And we back with the latest and greatest daily podcast, you know what I'm saying? And today, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, man. We're going to talk about why people settle for homelessness. Okay, now this might be a controversial topic, and it is, man, because here in America, you know, the system is just not designed for you to make it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I turned 18 years old and looked up and I'm like, well, hold on. Like, why isn't there a policy that, you know, all the employers out here, you know, whatever they're paying employees, man, it has to be a livable wage. It has to be enough for people to be able to live in the city. You know what I'm saying? But nope. You know what I'm saying? As I walk these streets, man, I come across these corners and I come across, you know, new developments, these developers, you know, big time developers coming in and just buying up the land and rebuilding properties that people are not going to be able to afford to live in anyway. You know what I'm saying? And yo, man, people end up settling for homelessness, man, because there's just no viable way of supporting oneself. You know what I'm saying? In America, you know, they teach us that, you know, we're more well off than a lot of other countries, and, you know, we're rich and at least we have this and that. But when you look at it, man, you know, we don't take care of each other over here. You know what I'm saying? It's all about dollars. And, you know, I'm not complaining, but, you know, there's a real downside to it, man. And, you know, I'm just real surprised that our city governments, you know, haven't, you know, came up with some type of system or program that prevents homelessness. Because at the end of the day, you know, people are living outside. People are living in the doorways of these businesses, you know, just because they need a place to lay down and rest. And, you know, what's ended up happening is, you know, homeless people are being, you know, for lack of a better word, criminalized. You know what I'm saying? They're being looked down upon. It's like a war on homeless people. You know what I'm saying? When really, man, I don't believe that. And yo, every case is different, but generally, no, I don't believe that homeless people created these conditions for themselves. Okay, because if the system was orchestrated in such a way that empowers people so they won't be homeless from a young age, you know what I'm saying? Then you can blame homeless people for being homeless. You know what I'm saying? But what's going on is, man, we got babies having babies out here. And when they grow up, you know, the family's broken and dysfunctional. And, you know, these kids end up missing out on a lot of key information that's, you know, for their survival. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's real cold game out here, man. But moving forward, man, you know, the current minimum wage is not a livable income, okay? And, you know, there has to be some type of deal, okay, between, you know, local businesses and these developers who are setting up these, you know, old prestigious ass apartment complexes that the real people don't even respect, okay? We don't give a fuck about that. You're pushing us out of our neighborhoods and we don't like it, okay? And, you know, man, I can't even go to a restaurant anymore and charge my phone, let alone a Starbucks. You know what I mean? They blocking off the charging outlets, and then they locking the bathrooms. And it's like every time I look up, there's a gate going up. There's everything happening that's not for people who don't have. And you know what? It's just really sad to look at. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like, you know, we should go ahead and talk about it. Another reason why people settle for homelessness is because, man, there's just too many hoops of fire we got to jump through. Okay, background checks, credit application fees, hidden fees, move-in fees. Okay, come on, man. It's just too unrealistic to the point to where, honestly, man, I don't understand how most Americans do it. You know, believe it or not, we got, you know, students going to 4-year universities that are homeless. Okay, so it's a real epidemic, and I'm seeing in the news a lot of cities are coming together to try to, you know, come up with some type of plan to fight homelessness or end homelessness. It's like, listen, man, but nobody is talking about the real issues that's causing this, okay? Nobody's putting pressure back on the developers because in these chamber meetings, they talking dollars. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, These politicians, this is why I don't trust politicians. The politicians are worried about the big dollars, because if they can, bring in big dollars for the city during their term, then that's how you be successful in politics, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But, there's real world effects, man. You know what I'm saying? And, the people are left out. You know what I'm saying? We've already been sold out, okay? And it's just cold game, man. We got property owners and landlords out here profiting off of people's basic need for shelter, okay? It's like, okay, so we pay rent, okay, whatever. How come you price these apartments just enough to where, somebody working a $17 an hour job, 40 hours a week, can't even afford it? Okay, the person working a full-time job at the current minimum wage has to get paid, and save their check, not even spend nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got to call around to all these different agencies, all these different resource centers and whatnot, just to cover the deposit, just to cover the move-in. And even when you move in, nothing is still guaranteed. You still got to live next to people that may like you, may not like you, may be a nuisance and all this extra stuff. And it's just a headache, man. It's just one big mess, okay? And this is why people settle for homelessness. They're just like, fuck it, man. They put their hands up like, listen, man, I already got life, all right? We're already blessed with life. We're already alive. So why are they making us have to slave away for the basic necessities we need to survive? Okay, the city should be set up to protect its residents. Okay, and the residents should have provisions in place that that give them consideration. Okay, when big things are happening in the city, for example, new high rises, big employers that come to the city start hiring, things like that. People are being forced out, and at this point it's just not news anymore. It's just common knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, man, there's just really not enough helpful programs out there. You know what I'm saying? That really care, man. The way I see it is we got all these agencies and nonprofit organizations that are supposed to be doing outreach to homeless people and the homeless population, but at the end of the day, you guys ain't working for free. So these grants and these donations and all this stuff that's going through these agencies, it's just so you can, you got an extra job to do, another stream of income. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody helping nobody for free in America. And that's just a sad reality, okay? It's your boy, Mistah Wilson. I grew up a foster kid. I grew up and I just looked around and this shit's fucked up, okay? But, we just gonna talk about it. And, the odds are stacked too high here in America. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Even for myself, man, I gotta be brutally honest, man. The reality of the situation here in America has simply conditioned people to live homeless, okay? To be homeless, to sleep outdoors. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, man, I'd rather be homeless in the snow than to be up in jail or to be living up under somebody who's tripping, okay? I've been there, done that, and I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But, I've been homeless for a long time, man, but I never let it stop me. I never let it, just keep me down, and I never settled for, being idle and all this shit. No. You know what I'm saying? I'm homeless because these are the conditions that were designed. They designed it to be this way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unfortunately, nobody loves me enough to be like, come on, man. You're going to need a place to stay. You're trying to do this business. You're trying to change the world. My community just doesn't think that way. And it's real sad, man. But at the end of the day, it's your boy, Mistah Wilson. We ain't tripping on nothing. We're going to keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Stay striving for greatness, okay? And we just going to talk about some issues that matter, you know what I mean? If you got something out of this podcast, or if I, hit a few bells for you, man, go ahead and like the video, share the video, comment, do all the great stuff. You know what I mean? And I want to thank y'all for tuning in. The Wilson Block Magazine is back in action. Issue 109 just dropped. And make sure y'all go subscribe to the magazine. Because when you subscribe to the Wilson Block Magazine, You're supporting local artists. Your subscriptions help us keep our services free for introductory features, exclusive interviews, and things like that. So yeah, man, it's your boy Mr. Wilson, Wilson Block 100 Radio. And until next time, I'm out.